So we are just on our way. It's now TTH time.
It is.
We've had a morning.
I would say good morning, but it's actually afternoon.
Yeah. We've had a morning of work and fun stuff.
Sitting at the TTH HQ kitchen table.
And now we are on our way to Foundry to train with Rich. He is helping us with some of our Great Wall training, basically helping us get a little bit stronger. So we'll see you soon. Also doing a little Q&A with Rich at the end. And it's sunny! And it's so sunny! And it actually looks quite pretty and the sky's blue.
I look like an egg.
Yeah, I look like a lion. So all in all, it's a good look. But anyway, this is number 2. Twice a Helper vlog series. Vlog 2. If you haven't seen number 1 and you are watching this, then make sure you go back and watch it. Anyway, we'll see you inside. Bye! We'll take you inside to where the scene. It all happened. We have just done some foam rolling to ready ourselves, which you will have seen, and now we're getting set up to go. Of 8, now we're going to increase the weight, bring the reps down. I think it says 5, I think 5 reps next. Yeah. And finally 2 reps, and then I'm going to try and do a 1 rep.
11 and 1. Yeah. Really, really good. So, pull into the back here, just up high. Got to drive up through this one. Push back. Down, 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 drive up. Good. Bit lower this next one. That's it. Down, push all the way to the bottom, drive up. Push through, push through. Easy. Good, 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 good. Notice your second rep, even though you've got better depth and you have more range of motion, it's actually a much better squat.
Listen up.
Sorry about that first
All in the hips, all in the hips.
one.
Because you just use that just really here, you stop here, you're actually stopping halfway,
Yeah.
and then you're having to sort of force yourself to a stop,
Getting that motion, yeah.
and then you're having to basically almost from a dead stop come back up. Whereas when you come down and use that sort of like drive out, that stretch reflex, you've reached end range of motion, and you then the muscles will unload and drive yourself up like almost like a coiled spring.
I think I panic.
Yeah.
So your thing is you think you're not going to make reps, you're going to squash with the bar, but I would never put a weight on here that you wouldn't be able to do. And also, I'm not the idea of strength training is that you should be at an 8 or 9 out of 10 all the time. You should never be at a 10 out of 10 unless testing one at max. And even then, it should be a comfortable one at max, not shake down and shitty go.
One and a half.
Favourite term. Deep breath. Right. Easy. And again. Good. Down, 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 push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. Easy, easy, what the hell? Deep breath, drop it in, drive up, 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 up. Easy, great stuff.
So easy.
Great squat. I just realised when I train you two on your own, how inappropriate my training is. Because basically, I always say to like guys like that, just like, so in here, I like, really squeeze like someone trying to shove a finger up your ass. And so basically, the other thing is, you push away, you know, make a double chin. So you're going to be like, pull yourself away, up, and then over. So bottom, you want to be arms locked out. That's it. So you want to push yourself, come up, and then come through the gate. So your arms end up in line with your ears.
did some squats, both unelevated and elevated. We did some shoulder press, and then we finished with some yoke carries.
Yes, CBO carries.
So we are learning so much training with Rich. We ask him a million questions and he answers all of them with ease and a lot of patience. So we're going to share some of the tips that we've learned from Rich with you today. So we're going to give you 2 tips on each of the exercises that we've done. And if you have any more questions, then just comment below. So our first 2 top tips are on back squat. Fire away.
Right, squats. So I need you to, so you spin around for me. So, one thing that I see with a lot of people when they start to do barbell back squats is the bar positioning. Now, often people put the bar too high on their back, in which case it will push on this little part of the spine, which can be really painful. And if you keep doing that over time, you can actually get swelling in that area. So we make sure that when we hold a barbell, it's across these muscles here, which are called the traps. Now, when you hold your barbell, or the imaginary barbell for me, if we bring our hands in as close as our shoulder mobility allows, it will raise the traps and it will make a bit of a cushion and a shelf for the bar to sit on, and it will feel far more comfortable. Now, my second tip for squats is a lot of people struggle to reach full depth in the squat, which is the hips coming below the knees. So, in order to help that, you've got here are 2.5 kilo plates. Now, by placing one of these underneath the heel when we squat, this is going to help us get much better depth in the squat. As you can see, hips now are below the knee level, and we're going to get a much better squat, working all of the muscles in the quad evenly. So, those are my main 2 tips for squats.
Perfect. On to shoulder press.
Yes, overhead press. Now, biggest mistake I see on overhead press is when people press, they push out and away. It almost looks like a capital C. So what we want to do, we want to push as much in a straight line as possible. So making sure you keep good posture. I always say you want to look like a soldier standing to attention, which means shoulders back and down, big proud chest, and you're going to push away just in front of your face. Sometimes it can help to pull your head back, get it out of the way, and push up. Make sure you're coming all the way through. So at the top of the lift, your arms should be covering your ears. So you're getting full movement in the shoulder joint. My second bit of advice would be to make sure you're controlling the weight when you return it. So you want to push forward nice and positively, really strong, powerful push up, then control the weight on the way down rather than letting it crash. So we want to make sure you've got a strong, powerful, concentric motion and a nice, slow, controlled, eccentric motion. Those are my 2 main tips for shoulder press.
You got it. And last but not least is the yoke carry. Now, if you don't know what these are, they are in our video. It's like the big, kind of looks like a rugby post thing that was on our back, and we were waddling around. Yeah, waddling up and down. So if you haven't tried one of these, or if you want to, then get down to the Foundry Strongman class, or down to the Foundry to try one of their classes, and I'm sure they will show you what they are, or book a session with Rich, obviously. So yeah, so these are really great movements. They work the whole body, and definitely something that's quite new to us, but that we're really enjoying. Yeah.
Awesome.
Top tips. Or why we did them, maybe more.
So, the reason we did the yoke was that it is a fantastic test of genuine core strength. So typically when people train the core, what they'll do is they'll do lots of crunches, lots of sit-ups and things like that. Whereas they make your muscles burn, which makes us think we're working them, but they're not really working the entire core, which is everything around this area. The yoke is fantastic for that because we've got a big heavy weight on our backs, often more than we can squat, and we walk with it. When something's really heavy, we want to go into flexion, back we want to lean forward. By resisting that, we have to engage all of the muscles. So not just our abs, our obliques, our lower back especially, and it builds the core as a single solid unit rather than just in isolation, having super strong abdominals but a very weak lower back. And as we always say, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So no point having super ripped abs if your lower back isn't there and strong enough to support you with all your movements. Now as these girls are training for running, it can be very harsh on the lower back, So the stronger that lower back is, the less likely they are to be injured and the more distance they can cover when they go home.
Backpack as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. So those are the two reasons why we're doing some yoke carries today.
So basically, get down and try yoga. But yeah, so that was our session with Rich today. It's been fantastic as ever, and we will definitely be vlogging the next couple. So if you have any questions or any movements you'd like us to cover, or anything you'd like us to go into more detail on,
Comment below or email.
yeah, drop us an email. See you soon.
Awesome. Cheers.
Bye.
See ya.